Okay, everybody, here's our progress video for today. This is where we are right now, and I've got a big list of everything that we need, and you guys can, take this and run with it. So real quick, I'm just going to go over this list. Art, add object to represent player position. So some object that represents where the player will be when they go into play mode. Can be anything you want. So just something though. 2, fix normals on the dresser. So these handles, the normals are flipped. So Lucas, can you fix those please? 3, fix Z-fighting on the chair. Look, the chair is Z-fighting. Not good. Fix the geometry so it doesn't do that. Scale everything properly. Not too big of a deal, but more ideally in the future if we can get stuff coming in from Blender that's scaled properly so that it doesn't have, so we don't have to deal with any scale stuff in Unity. Like I say, it's not too big a deal. Maybe we can just leave this and work on more important things, but that's just for future. Add textures. Ryan, I know you don't want a texture, but you gotta. This room, if you can just start texturing this room, it's super simple. It's just, the 4 walls, and add in at least some color, maybe some posters or awards or kid stuff on the walls, right? Just something to make it pop a little more. Let's see, yeah, so that's pretty much it for art. Carter, you got a ton of work here, and if you need help on any of this, just contact us on Discord. So 1, start adding sounds. At least bring in the sounds, the music files that Rohan has made, and you can just drag them from the sound folder into the scene, and it will just start playing. So at least do that. And if you can figure out, so start going and figuring out how to add the sound effects for like the cannon booms and stuff. You might have trouble with that, but again, just ask on Discord and we'll help you. And yeah, so just try to figure it out. 3, fix the terrain, make it less mountainous. I just put this in here just so it was obviously a terrain. But if you can just fix this so that it's a little more maybe rolling hills, because this is a little bit, when you're in play mode, that's going to be way too bumpy. So just flatten it out a lot, maybe just more gentle hills. It's kind of a pain to work with the terrain system when it's scaled like this, but I believe you can do it. Yeah, start adding blocks. So in the prefab folder, we have a bunch of prefabs that you can just start dragging in, and they should work. So we have a block prefab, and we have a cannon prefab, and in another scene, we have an enemy castle that you can bring in and you can add over there. So just start adding some of those prefabs. Again, like some of them may need a little tweaking. If you need any help, just say something on Discord. And then look kind of low priority, but still fairly up there, is add something outside the window, because right now it's just like a terrifying emptiness. So maybe a new skybox, and a terrain, rolling hills out there, any props that you want to put out there. That would be cool. Alright, programming. Blake and I. Make sure player position object works. I had some funkiness in the other scene where it would always transport you to the floor and not necessarily to the right spot. So I gotta fix that, make sure it works in this scene. Fix enemy cannons so they always find the velocity. So I've got to make them so they can always hit the player no matter where the player is in this area. Add a health system to the player and enemy king and cannons. I've got to add the health system in. I know we have some prototypes. They aren't perfect right now, because this kind of ties into some of the other stuff. Reset enemy position when the player dies, and make sure that the build play mode transitions are working. So when the player first goes in, and when they come out, some stuff needs to happen to make them do different things, right? So like the enemy positions should reset when the player dies, and the enemy cannons should respawn, and the enemy castle should respawn, things like that. And then the player gets to try again, right? So I need to get the health system in. Get player movement working. Blake, I asked you to do this. Just make sure it works, because, and actually, I think we should probably have it only work in play mode. So again, that needs to, those transitions need to be working properly. But, maybe we can test that. I know that it has some issues with scaling, when I'm scaled up like this, it kind of gets a little funky. So, but anyway, get the player movement going so that when they're in and they're doing this with their hands, that they start moving from side to side. And we can just at least test that, and if we need to go back to a teleport, we can do that. Okay. I think that's it for programming. Marketing, so contact John to confirm Bella can edit. I don't know, I mean, you just need to contact John and start getting videos, share the videos that we have with him so that either Bella can edit them or maybe somebody else or whatever it is. Just contact John. So first of all, we can get the video edited. Second of all, so we can start putting the word out to libraries. Start putting these progress videos, the ones that I'm doing right now. I'd like to just put these up on the official channel because I think they're good. I think they're a nice, sort of way to kind of show off what we're doing and where we started and where we're ending up. So I can give these to you, Rohan, or you can download them off of my channel. Doesn't matter. But just start putting them up on the official CastleSmith channel. And then start building an itch.io page. Yeah, we just got to get that. I mean, it should be pretty simple, but, make it look nice, right? You don't get a whole lot of options with itch.io, which is actually good because it makes it a little bit easier. So just start building that, add in some graphics, some screenshots, whatever you can to make it, start popping a little bit. I think that's it. Like I said, I'm going to try to add these tasks to the hacking plan later tonight, and when it's, and then good. So anyway, good job, guys, and keep at it, and if you have questions, ask on Discord. Thank you. Bye.